Hello, guys. I'm Shabeen Mazher. I'm a mindset and performance coach. I'm also a master neuro-linguistic programming practitioner, master timeline therapist, and certified trainer. I'm so delighted to speak to you on this forum. So let's get started. So I'm here to talk about you and me and what comes in our mind in the middle of challenges. Fear. Fear of messing up, fear of being judged, fear of failing, fear of losing, fear of the unknown, and the list goes on. Fear is something that I'm quite familiar with because I grew up with a lot of it. I was shy, an introvert, and I would always freak out. I was always afraid of being judged or failing. But deep down, I really wanted to do something. I wanted to make an impact. I wanted to do a lot of things, but my fear came in my way and it paralyzed me. I wanted to be a trainer, life coach, and a motivational speaker, but my fear came in my way and paralyzed me. When I was in school, I never used to raise my hands because I would, even if I knew the answers, because I would always freak out. So I lost so many opportunities because of my fear. But then I realized I need to take some action. You know, I told myself that it's okay if I fail. It's okay if I make mistakes. It's okay if I'm being judged. But it's not okay not to try. It's not okay not to pursue my dreams and passion. And it's not okay to waste more time. So, and when I change my thoughts from being afraid to believing that I can, I started making an incredible transformation and to an extent overcame my fear and limiting beliefs. If I can do it, so can you. So I'll be telling you ways how you can overcome your fears. So be with me. So let's see, what is fear? I'm not talking about the fear that we have when we see snakes or lizards. I'm talking about the fear that comes in our way in the middle of challenges, that stops us for pursuing our dreams. Fear is natural. It's something we all experience. Fear is a physical state in your body. Fear can be good, as it helps us to keep us safe and alive. Sometimes, for example, in the olden days, running away from dinosaurs and other predators, fear saved humans. Fear prepares us to react to danger and keep us alert. But the negative side of fear is when it holds you back from doing something positive. The babies and toddlers, they don't have any sense of danger. So we need to be really careful around them so that they don't put their fingers in the switches, they don't go near the fire or near the stairs. So we have to be on the guard. And they don't have that sense of being judged, that they are being judged. They want to try new things. But as they grow old to be young adults, they grow old with certain beliefs and values and instill all sorts of fear in them. And we, the adults, the parents, help to instill all those fears in them by being judgy, by being comparing them, and we instill those fears that we in ourselves hate, right? So let's see what fear is. Where does it come from? I want to share a slide. Let me share a slide. Okay. Fear comes from the region of our brain called amygdala. One of its function is to steer us away from danger, but the challenge is our amygdala doesn't know the difference between good and bad risk. Fear and excitement are the exact same physical state. Your heart races, you might sweat a little bit, you might feel tightening in your chest, you have a surge of cortisol hormone. The only difference between fear and excitement is what your brain is doing while your body is agitated. For example, when you are going for a roller coaster ride, if you're excited, your brain will say, oh wow, this is going to be so cool. And if you're afraid, your brain is going to say, oh no, there's no way I'm trying that. That it's too dangerous. I'm scared of roller coasters. And I tried it once, but I said I won't do it again. But my daughter, she loves roller coaster and she's so excited always to try new roller coaster rides. So different reactions. So anyway, the important point is to understand, is your mind either working for you in case of excitement and or against you in case of fear? So let's go deeper and look at fear. Fear, the triggers that enhances fear, there are 4 triggers that enhances fear. Uncertainty, of course, when we don't know what's going to happen next. Fear of the unknown, fear of the future, that causes anxiety and stress. A lot of my clients are suffering from anxiety, stress, and fear of the unknown because of, especially during this COVID pandemic. They are so uncertain about their jobs, about their future. So this causes fear. Another trigger is attention. When you have all the attention, when you know you're the center of attention and focus. For example, if you are going for a presentation, you'll probably think, I'm going to mess up. So this fear is attention, basically. Change. So often we have a hard time of getting ourselves to change. We have mixed emotions about changing. We hate to get out of our comfort zone, right? And struggle. Everyday work pressures, struggling with bad jobs, struggling financially, struggling with relationships. So if these 4 elements are present, fear will be present. So basically, our brain is lazy. It chooses easy over hard. For example, I had a busy day today. Yesterday, I had a busy day, and I planned that I will have a healthy meal. I'll cook a healthy meal for myself. But when I came back, I was so tired, and I was thinking to go in the kitchen and cook something healthy. And my brain said, "Why don't you pick up the phone and order a pizza?" So our brain chooses easy over hard. And the sad part is, our lazy brain is driving our behaviors and decisions. So the question is, how do you get rid of it? Question is to ask yourself, what are you missing out because of your fear? When has fear robbed you of a powerful opportunity to grow? My fear has robbed me of so many opportunities, so many years of development and pursuing my passion. You can write in the comment box if your fear has stopped you from pursuing your goals and it came in between your taking up. It was a challenge for you. Your fear became a challenge for you. You can write in the chat box. Okay, so fears show up differently for all of us in 7 distinct patterns. There is a research done by Ruth Sukoff. She researched 4,000 people in which she came up with 7 fear archetypes. Each of these archetypes have some positive qualities and some negative qualities. And understanding how your fear is serving you is just as important as it's holding you back. Almost all of this fear happens subconsciously. We don't really know what's happening. But that makes identifying your fear archetype so important, because without a proper diagnosis, there can be no cure. So now you're probably thinking, what's your fear archetype is. I'll go with the archetypes, you can write in the chat box what your fear archetype is. Okay, so number 1 is the procrastinator, also known as the perfectionist. You probably spent a lot of time doing research, but you always leave things to the last moment. You hate making wrong choices. You hate making mistakes. That can also sometimes show up as a fear of commitment, fear of getting started. You are probably the one who take months to decide which car to buy. But on the plus side, you tend to do good work and have a high attention to detail. Or you could be the people pleaser. You have a fear of being judged. and a fear of people letting you down, because you care a lot about people. You care a lot about what other people think. You struggle with setting boundaries. On the plus side, you get along really well with people. Or you could be the rule follower. That's me. You know that there is always a right way of doing things and a proven path to take. You don't want to sway from that path. So you are the person who reads the instruction manual, and you are probably the one, if you're following a recipe, and you will follow it to the letter. But on the plus side, you excel when you're given a set of guidelines. Or you could be the outcast. It seems you don't care what anyone thinks because you fear most is rejection. You will push people away before they reject you. On the surface, you will pose as you don't care what people think, and that's just a way of protecting yourself. But on the plus side, you tend to be very independent and driven to prove yourself. Or you could be the self-doubter. You struggle a lot with insecurities. Deep down, you're so afraid of not being capable and not being enough. You are the person who makes the most amazing presentation, but never actually presenting it because you think it's not good enough. You are so afraid, and you are so hard on yourself. But on the plus side, you are sensitive and empathetic. Or you could be the excuse maker. You are probably very smart and good observer of others, but you struggle sharing your own opinions because you are always afraid of being blamed if something goes wrong. You're the friend that never wants to pick a restaurant because you think you'll be blamed if nobody likes it. Or you could be the pessimist. If you've experienced more pain or trauma or adversity, you're probably the pessimist. For you, fear holds you back in experiencing more. For you, every opportunity feels too big of a risk, and you've almost closed down as a way of protecting yourself. And of all the fear archetypes, this could be the hardest to work around. So you can have one of these fear archetypes, or you can have several. I am the rule follower, but I was the self-doubter, and now I'm somewhat the outcast. You can also write in the chat box which fear archetypes are you. In any case, fear is having a big impact in your life, but the important thing is to understand you can do something about it. Because when you shine a light on your fear, it's not so scary after all. So we need to have a way to reprogram our mind. Try to keep fear in the backseat of your car, because if fear is at the driving seat, it will detect many opportunities and as threats. So remember, fear is a choice. We have to make a choice, either live in fear or put your fears to death and reach for your dreams. To try to pursue your dreams and passion, and keep your fears away. So if we do not have a way to reprogram our mind to overcome fear, we'll never be successful. So here are some things that you can do to overcome your fears. This was the research done by Ruth Soka. And 3 steps to take to overcome fear are: identify your fear. What are the triggers? What are your fear archetypes? How is it stopping you from achieving your dreams and goals? You need to identify that. Reprogram your brain with different anchor thought and reframe. There's a really good book, 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins. I usually do that 5-second rule, and it really works for me, and it really works for my clients as well. So what you can do, reprogram your brain. If you are anxious, or if you are afraid about a presentation that you have to make that you'll mess up, you can just do have an anchor thought, a positive anchor thought, and you can just do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just change your thought and think about yourself that you've successfully presented, people are cheering at you, and you did it. And reframe with a positive word, like, I can do it, I did it, I'm amazing. So you can do that. And take action. Build your neurons so that you have to take action. So when we take action, something amazing happens. Okay, I want to share this quote. I really like this. Stop being afraid of what could go wrong and start getting excited about what could go right. Start taking action. Leave your fears at the back seat. Don't let your fear rule you. Take some action.